cross country today. Picking up parts. I had to do a little detective work. It took me a couple of days. I couldn't get into the Bearing Supply place yesterday or Wednesday as well, so I'm a little behind, but I did eventually get there, and I found out I couldn't get the right measurement on the U-joint because the procedure for measuring a U-joint, you got to remove the little rubber seals on the caps to get that measurement. So, and then after you did that, we got the right number. So I brought it into for them to measure, and that's what I ended up getting. So it's a UJ815. They didn't have it at that location, but they had 13 or 14 of them at the other spot. So I drove up 35-minute drive each way. So that's an hour and 10 minutes. Plus I chatted with the owner. The owner's there at that location, the other location. So this is the one that had the part. So I talked to him. I hadn't seen him in years. They buy a lot of parts. Over the years I've gone there a lot, so I used to know the owner. I hadn't seen him in 5 or 10 years. That's the spot he always goes to now. So nice seeing him. And then you see, John Deere have that part. They don't have it in stock. They have a part number, and I thought it was similar. It's made by Woods, that Mordek. It is definitely made by Woods. So the John Deere part number is 5WP36990. Well, I called the Woods dealer, and they're an hour and a half. Oh, I think they're more than that. They're an hour and 45 minutes. They had the part in stock. You just knock off the 3 first digits, so it's a 36990. And he said that's just a number 5 cross pin. I've never heard that expression. So I called a couple of trucking places around here, and nobody's ever heard of that before, number 5 cross pin. I never heard of a U-joint being called a cross pin. So that's a new one for me too. And they didn't know what I was talking about. Number 5. So anyway, I picked up that part. I won't know if it's the right one. I'm pretty sure it's the right one. I'm about 95% sure. And I won't know until I install it. So we're going to be able to cut some grass. I mean, the grass is totally out of control at my place. It's not that little. It's 28 horsepower Ransom. It's a 3-cylinder diesel, liquid cooled, 4-wheel drive tractor with a 72-inch mower deck. It's going to take me 12 hours to cut everything that I got to do there. So the big mower, I know what it can do. It can cut that in less than a third. So probably 2, maybe 3 hours of cutting. I can't do all the little narrow spots, but I can do all the big areas. And then I'm going to leave it hooked up and do probably one more cut in a week or 2. Oh, man, it's going to be nice to see that thing running again. It's getting pretty old, that mower deck, I think. There's no hours. I have no way of knowing about it at an auction for I thought was a really good price. And there's no way of knowing how many hours are on it, but by the condition of everything on that machine, it's got to have about between 2,500 and 3,000 hours, which means it's probably due for a whole bunch of new parts, like new bearings, new spindle bearings, other U-joints. And I looked through the catalog that I have. It's not a catalog, it's an owner's manual, operator's manual. And all the U-joints, I don't know about all of them, but many of them are different part numbers. So there's no point in ordering a couple extra U-joints because I don't know which one I'm going to need next. Probably not the one I just bought today. So I'll wait till the next time one blows up. And what's nice about that is it's never been driven on the road, so there's no salt, no rust. It came apart really easy. So I'm not used to that. And when I see a U-joint, usually got to get the torches out, heating tip, and you got to use a whole bunch of special words. And then, maybe after 20 minutes of hammering and get it apart. But I wouldn't say I'm an expert at changing U-joints, but I certainly have lots of experience doing it. So it's not hard for me to do. that part is called a jack shaft. I thought that's called a jack shaft, and in the book it says right on it, the title of that whole component. You can buy it. It's $550, and it's. I looked it up online on either eBay or it wasn't Amazon. There's a couple of sites you can look it up on, and John Deere part number $550 or $600, something like that. I think that was US, $550 US plus shipping was going to be $50 or $60, and exchange and duty and all that. I wouldn't get it for probably a week anyway, so that was not an option. So there's nothing else wrong with that shaft except for the U-joint, so we're going to change that. Anyway, I didn't do a Weird Tool Wednesday video, and those seem to be pretty popular. Like, I'm getting quite a bit of people chiming in and making comments, some pretty funny comments, and yeah, it's actually fun to do that. So I didn't do a Weird Tool Wednesday because I didn't have time this week, and it's getting dark early now. It's not a lot of time in the evening, so I'm gonna put one out either today or tomorrow. I got the tool. It's gonna be a really neat one. So tune in and watch that, and then next week we'll try and do one. I either do it Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Usually, I don't have any rule about what day of the week it has to be, so it doesn't really matter. It's just for fun. And that's my update. So I got a whole bunch of other stuff I got to get done, but we won't even mention any of that stuff. So just focus on task at hand, one thing at a time. Yeah, I got an interesting thing I'm going to pick up right now. We'll talk about it some other time. Thanks for watching.